of the world, now I'm living. And the good just gets better, keeps on giving. Not even close to the end, it's just beginning. Life is getting lighter while the days are getting brighter, yeah.
Good morning. It is Friday, August the 17th of 2018, and this is going to be just a casual musing. It's something I've been sort of thinking about all week long. I thought, geez, I gotta get in touch with my subscribers and all the people who tend to listen to my musings and put something out there. You know, I've had a really interesting week. Have you ever had one of those weeks or days maybe where you felt in, you know, a little bit of a state of altered awareness? That's kind of what I've been going through this week, and I'm really not quite sure what the heck's going on, but for me it's been a constant attitude of gratitude has kind of been in my face, moments all week long that have been leaving me awestruck, and I wanted to share them with you. And of course I had to tie it into the numerological message that relates to all of this. So the word itself, gratitude, vibrates the vibration of the number 9. Okay, so the number 9 is all about being of selfless service and being grateful, being the healer. The 9 is taking the focus off of yourself and placing it on someone else. And it's, it causes us to think more about everybody else outside of our own personal issues and things that are going on. So Monday, it all started on Monday. So Monday I was getting my car serviced. And the shuttle guy had taken me over to the mall so I could do a bit of a mall crawl while I was waiting for my car to be done. And I happened to notice this man walking with what appeared to be his son. And his son was obviously very mentally and physically challenged. I just felt so bad for this young fella. Very, very disfigured from birth, right? His nose was gone. I mean, he never had a nose, right? He just had 2 little bumps for a nose, and his eyes were disfigured, and he was just a mess. I just really felt for him. So my first reaction is always inside I'm going, oh my God, God bless you, in the journey that you're on and the caregivers who take care of you. But further to that, I was starting to think about, like so many people contact me and say, well, what's my purpose? What's my life's purpose? What am I supposed to be doing while I'm here? And I thought about this young man, and I thought, does he think about a purpose? Does he even recognize that he has a purpose? Of course he does, On some level he does. We all incarnate with a purpose. We all incarnate for reasons we don't maybe understand, but he chose his path. He chose his lessons the same way as you and I do. This time around, he chose to come back as somebody who was really quite disfigured. So again, I thought, what is his purpose, right? And it was like a bag of hammers slapped me upside the head, and it said, Anne, the purpose here is to remind you of how fortunate you are, and to remind myself to be kind to people, to consider people, to send out blessings to people who don't have it as well as you do. And he was just his purpose when he got up in the morning, every single morning that he gets up in the morning, is to inspire people and to empower people and to take people out of their funk and to take their focus away from the woes that they have. Because I want to tell you, when you see a young fellow like this, trying his best, he had a hard time walking, but he was doing it, and his dad was taking him out there in a public place and integrating him with other people and whatnot. That can't be easy, right? That can't be easy. So it kind of causes us to sort of refocus on how blessed many of us are. We all have our challenges and whatnot, but even those who appear to have nothing going on for them still have an amazing purpose. And it really shook me up a little bit. And I thought, wow, this young fellow really spoke to me. And I wished, on some level I could have communicated that to him, but all I could really send him was love and light and blessings. So, the next day, I was in my office and I had done a reading for somebody, and someone had said to me, how did you rise above your funk? Because I had been in a bit of a dark place for a while, and how did you rise above that? And I said, I took on an attitude of gratitude. I am grateful for when I turn on the tap that I have water, running out of my taps. I'm grateful for the food in my fridge. I'm grateful for the money in the bank. I'm grateful for my health, my family, my friends, my work. Oh, I'm so passionate about my work. So many things I'm passionate and grateful for. So even the obstacles, even the challenges that face us every single day are our gifts. That SOB that you work with that's pissing you off every moment of every day, he's the guy that's your greatest gift. He's the guy that's saying, hey, you're better than this. You don't need to be here. You need to gain confidence and step out of the corporate world and step into whatever else it is you want to do. Maybe it is you want to pursue being an artist or a musician or something that isn't exactly, the real job kind of thing. Been there, done that, done the corporate jobs. I've had my feet in both doors for many times, where I had one foot in the corporate door because that was the safe paycheck, and then I had the other door in my healing arts, which was not so much a safe paycheck, but I had to have the guts to go, you know what, I know this is who I am, I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I was able to step away from that corporate world and step into the world that exists for me now. So by making those decisions, I created a better reality for myself. Not without a lot of support, let me tell you. But anyway, so this whole thing with gratitude has been kind of my focus all week long. Not that it isn't always my focus, it is, but there's just been this weird awareness that I had to share this with you today. And so, she asked me, what are you doing to keep above it? And I said, it's just maintaining an attitude of gratitude for everything. Every time I'm stopped in traffic, I think, thank you. Thank you for delaying the traffic so that maybe, that could have been me in that accident ahead that's delaying us all right now. Silly things like that. But I make it sound really simple, and it's not that simple, because if you don't come from an attitude of gratitude, if you haven't been wired that way, if that's not the way that you were raised, maybe that's culturally not your thing, or for whatever reason, it's tough to kind of rewire yourself, right? But it's so important, because an attitude of gratitude is everything. It heals absolutely everything, right? It makes sense when you can take on an attitude of gratitude. So today being, the 17th of August of 2018 just happens to be a 9 vibration global day, right? Universal day. So what better time to talk about this? Anyways, I digress, as I typically do. So further to this, I was taking my dog out for a walk the other day, and I came out of my house. This would have been Tuesday, I guess. Came out of my house, and lo and behold, on the threshold of my door, there was this purple plant that somebody had obviously pulled out of the ground and had left for me on my doorstep. I knew exactly who brought this to me. So we have a neighbor, his name is Gerald, and Gerald has had a very massive stroke, so he's not able to really talk too much. He's difficult to communicate with, but he's got a great soul. And he has a motorized wheelchair, and he runs up and down our road. And our road's long, we go for quite a while. So, but, a couple of weeks ago, he was watching me garden out front, and he said, "Do you like to garden?" I'm like, yeah. I'm kind of out here digging in the dirt. I was filthy dirty, sweat coming off of me. He said, "Well, do you like purple flowers?" And I said, "Well, yeah, who doesn't like purple flowers? Of course, I love purple flowers." He said, "Okay." And that's all he said, right? So I knew right away that this is Gerald who brought me this plant, right? And what gets me is Gerald's not able to get out of his wheelchair, right? He's not capable of getting out of his wheelchair. So he had to go to an awful lot of effort to find this purple flower for me. And wow, when I saw that there, I was like, holy, I feel so grateful. I feel so incredibly grateful for this. This is amazing that somebody would think enough of me while he was on his journey. And that was his purpose. Everybody gets hung up about, what is my life purpose? Am I supposed to be a doctor, a dentist, a lawyer, whatever? What certificate do I have to have on the wall that defines my purpose? Hell freaking no. It's not that. You know what your purpose is? Your purpose is to make a difference in someone else's day every single moment of every day, right? That's your purpose. Like, what can you do to inspire somebody? What can you do to empower somebody? What can you do to help somebody or assist somebody? Take the focus off yourself for a moment and stop focusing about the woes that you have in your world. Put the focus onto somebody else, and I promise you they'll start to dissolve. So here's a guy that's committed to a wheelchair. I'm sure, I don't know how long he's been there or whatever, but he's making the best of it. And I know that morning he got up, he decided, I'm going to go find a flower for her. He doesn't even know my name, right? I know his name because he's part of the community and such, but he doesn't know my name. He just knows that I'm somebody who appreciates flowers. So he made it his point to go out and find me a flower. And, when I took my dog for a walk that afternoon, I realized, I walked quite a ways, and I realized that I only saw one of these flowers on my road. It's a wildflower, right? But I only saw one. I thought, wow, the effort that he must have taken to find that for me blew me away. So, further to that, the next day, I'm walking my dog, and we go down to what we call Stinky Beach, okay? So I'll show you, we live on the ocean, so we have a lovely area here, but there's a beach down the road from us, and when the tide is in, it's not a place you really want to be, right? Because you really can't walk around it too much. Anyway, I decided I would go down, and we would just walk to the beach, and we would turn around, but something called me down to the beach. So I took Piper and took her off leash, and down we went down to the water's edge. And as I kind of crawled through all the tall seagrass and stuff and crawled across the rocks and that, because again, the beach wasn't exposed, it was underwater, I saw a sunflower, a random sunflower, freaking gorgeous sunflower just sitting there, right? I thought, oh, isn't that neat? Because, I mean, who doesn't get happy when they see a sunflower, right? I love sunflowers. So anyway, I walked a little bit further, and there was another one. And a little further, and there's another one. And then, honest to God, I'm going to post pictures on Facebook to show you guys this. It was absolutely amazing. There's sunflowers freaking everywhere. They're just randomly planted on the beach. And I thought, I'm so grateful for this. Doesn't that sound a little silly? I guess it does. But again, it's finding the things that make you happy. What does it take to raise your vibration? What is it that we need to do to raise our vibration? It's to look for and to be grateful for the smaller things, right? The smallest of little things. And I thought, I took it a little further because I'm a 7, and I overthink everything. But I was thinking, here's the birds that randomly placed these seeds around. It happens in my garden all the time. I'm trying to grow an organized garden, and God knows what comes out of it because the birds think it's their planting ground. But anyway, the birds had scattered these seeds all around the beach. And I thought, damn, they're smart. They planted these seeds randomly, and I'm now enjoying them. But guess what? They've also got a food source come this fall, right? So it's like Mother Nature's kind of taking care of itself. Anyway, I told you it would be a little bit of a ramble today, but I just kind of wanted to remind you guys to, take a look at the bigger picture by taking a look at the smaller things, right? And pausing long enough to express your gratitude for all the things that are coming your way. I know that every morning I get up, and I'm particularly inspired this morning because, look at this view. There's no fog today. You guys know I can't stand fog. I hate fog. It makes me crazy. But it's such an absolutely gorgeous sunny day out there. The sun is out. It's warm. It's August. The heron is over there on the beach. The seagulls are flying around. It's just like it's glorious, right? I'm so freaking grateful, and I'm grateful for you. I really am. I'm grateful that you took the time to listen today, and maybe you've been inspired in some way. This is a 9 universal day, guys. Take the focus off yourselves. Whatever it is that's going on in your life that's causing you a little bit of grief, forget about it. Like, let's take some time to think about somebody else. Call that person that you haven't called in a while. Take something to a senior citizen who wouldn't be expecting your visit. Make a difference today. It'll make a difference in your life. The more we raise other people's vibrations, the higher our vibration goes, and that's where it's at. So anyway, hoping you guys have a great day. Looking forward to catching up with you soon. Love you guys all. Take care. Bye for now.